Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to Conquering the Euro on Football Manager 2021 with FC Barcelona. My god, that still sounds weird. I know it's only still the second episode, it's episode 2 of Season 10 today. And by magic, we go back to our former employers. It was almost written in the stars, wasn't it? We saw off camera the Champions League draw, and one of the teams in the draw was Everton. And we were going to come back for El Clasico, the second match of today's episode against Real Madrid, and this match came before it. We're going back home to the Bramley Moordock Stadium. We couldn't not come back for this match, but it's been a very good start with Barcelona. We've had 7 wins out of 7, as you can see from the table. We've had a very good start. We've had a big match though, not us, but Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid played each other last weekend, and Atletico Madrid came out on top. But you can see we've got 7 wins from 7. We're the best in these two stats here. We've scored the most goals, we've conceded the least. We've had 6 clean sheets, conceded 2 against Alaves, but as you can see, it is all green. Some big results as well. 8-0 against Osasuna, 6-0 against Mallorca. Bit of a tentative start, it's fair to say. 2-0, 3-0, 1-0, and then we've really come into our own the last few matches. 8-0, 6-0, then 3-0 against Iron Robin's Celta Vigo. So this is by far the biggest match of the season so far. No question about that. We know this Everton squad very well. We're going to give them the respect that they deserve, but hopefully we can come out on top. Then I think our first massive league test is against Real Madrid. So we'll see that later on, El Clasico, and then after that we've got a game against Sevilla. In the Champions League, though, we started off well. We played against FC Midtjylland away from home, beat them by 3-0. The other side in the group are Lazio, and they beat Everton 2-0 in the previous match. Bit of a surprise, but let's see how we get on against Everton today. So I'm still getting to know the squad, like you guys are as well, of course, but just to give you a roundup of the squad that starts today. We've got Van der Voort in goal, he's our main keeper. Robert Haag, Todibo, Upamecano and Schwartz at the back. We've also got a few other players that play there as well. We've got Ralph Spies, who plays at right back, but he's been rested today at left back. Schwartz is really the main man, but Robert Haag can also play there as well. Joshua Sarpong and Frankie de Jong start in the midfield. Again, those are the main players. We've got Ruben Neves as a backup. I think he'll probably be going the end of the year on a free. You can see he's on a lot of money. He's a player that gets used, but we've got some youngsters coming through as well. And as you know from my experience at Everton, I like to bring youngsters through. We've also got Maxence Kakare, who again is another good backup player, but unfortunately he's unregistered for this competition because, as is the problem with a lot of these sides, they've brought in a lot of external talent, and you've got to have 7 homegrown players for the Champions League. And because we didn't meet that requirement, we could only pick 20 players as opposed to 25, because if you don't have the amount of players, then you have to keep slots unfilled. But we've had no problem. We've got a good squad. In the attack, you can see we've got some monsters, really. Andrea Casadei, Wilfred Njotto, or Ganotto, and Bernd Alzanua, and then Sebastian Esposito start up front. But on the bench, we've got Alexander Isaac, Phil Foden, and Jadon Sancho. 3 names that I'd say that most football fans, know, not free football fans know. Maybe the one perhaps you don't know is Alexander Isaac. He plays for Borussia Dortmund. No, he doesn't. He plays for Real Sociedad. What the hell do I know? Plays for Sociedad at the moment. He's been here for a while, you can see now, and he's a very good second choice. All across the attacking midfield, and up front we've got a very strong attack, and hopefully it can be enough to beat Everton today. But a bit of an unknown quantity, I guess. We have to see which side Ronald Koeman is playing. He is starting our new goalkeeper. I shouldn't say our new goalkeeper. Their new goalkeeper, Sergio Tuman. I signed him before I left as a second choice. He's coming from Manchester City for 20-odd million. The usual faces there: Messina, Godfrey. We signed Vitor Ferreira as well as a bit of backup in the midfield. But generally speaking, the normal faces: Sierra, Owen, Vandenberg. We know how good some of these guys are. And I'm sure we'll get a good reception. No question about that going back home. But ultimately, we want to win this football match. Oh, it feels so warm. Feels so nice. We're back. This might be the only ever time we do it. Who knows? It almost seemed like fate, sure, but I don't think it's going to happen again. I think this might be the one and only time that we ever go back to Everton. I can't see it happening again unless we go back to the UK, of course. But I'm really looking forward to this one. I worry that they could do us over. Of course, myself and Ronald Koeman have swapped jobs, funnily enough, the way it's worked, in that Koeman has gone to Everton, of course, his former club. So let's see how we get on against the Evertonians. Some big results against La Liga sides, but this, as I said, no question, is our biggest test of the year yet. But we've got an early chance potentially here. Frankie de Jong puts it to Sarpong. Alzanua Giannotto can't quite make anything of it. Schwartz on the left wing puts it to Alzanur. Esposito puts it in the back of the net. We've got an early lead here at the Bramley-Moore Dock Stadium. And before the match, Ronald Koeman was asked, who's going to deal with Esposito then? And he said, I wouldn't worry, Ben Godfrey's there to deal with him. And where was Ben Godfrey? He's there. And does he deal with him? No, he doesn't. And I hate to slam our previous players, but I feel a bit guilty because I sound like a right prat because I've gone to Barcelona and we're playing Everton. You know, on the face of it, doesn't look too brilliant in terms of how good Everton are, etc. I tell you what, it's a shock looking at this. That bottom group, Bayern Munich are bottom of the group. Out of all those 4 clubs, you'd expect them to be right at the top. It's now 2-0 within the space of 20 minutes, so maybe we haven't got anything to worry about here. But it'd be a good start to our Champions League group, no question about that. 2 wins out of 2. We'll have played probably the second strongest side in the group. I don't think Lazio are going to have too much to offer, in my opinion. But to be fair, if Lazio beat Midtjylland, then we've got them next. 2 teams on 6 points. If we do slip up, then you never know. It could be worrying. Yeah, if you look, Standard Liège... Oh, it's gone off again. Standard Liège, Benfica and Ajax, all ahead of Bayern Munich in that group. I know, of course, it is early days, but you wouldn't be expecting that. And poor old Rangers, they were top seed in their group. And they got Real Madrid and Monaco. I mean, how bad luck do you want to get? They won the Scottish League and managed to get top seed. And second seed were Real Madrid. How unlucky can you get? Giannotto runs in here, shoots. Can't quite make anything of it. A few changes, though, that Koeman has made. Everton, he's been a bit ruthless. Got rid of some of my former players. One of them particularly is Valentino Livramento, who played for us a lot at right back. He was my main right back and played very well. And he wasn't in Koeman's plans, clearly. And they sold him for 11 million to Sevilla. And I just think that's daylight robbery, because I know we were offered in the region of 40 million for him by somebody. Can't remember. It could have been Arsenal. About 40 million by Arsenal back in the day. So Koeman's been robbed there. But we've all got our ideas of how to run a football club. But it'd be interesting to see how Everton get on, of course. I'll be keeping an eye on them to see if they can do as well as they did before. But we're doing okay at the moment. We're 2-0 up. Of course, there's still a long way to go. This man is going to cause trouble for our defence. He's a good player, no question about that. Robin van den Berg, one of the best in Europe. To be honest, if we hadn't have had such a good attacking structure, I might have endeavoured to bring him in. But just looking at this side, there's not a lot that needs to be done for it, to be honest. Looking at our attacking depth, our defensive depth, we're okay. We've got some good youngsters coming through, which I'll try to utilise. We've got a few players that are a little bit older. You know, obviously Sancho, Foden, Isaac, all in their 30s, and there's no problem with that. But we have got some youngsters coming through as well. Not really going to be a long-term thing here at Barcelona, I don't think. I think the plan is to win the league. Probably have 2 years here, depending to see if the right job comes around. But of course, it's still very much early days. We could just be in a good run of form, and it could all come and end in tatters for us. We bought Neves and Sancho on for Sarpong and Casadei, just a bit of rotation. Again, looks like we shouldn't have a problem here at the BMD Stadium. 10 minutes to go. We've dominated the match. We've had some pretty frightening amount of shots against some of the sides. It's crazy. I've never known anything like it. We had something like 42 shots when we beat Osasuna 8-0. We had 42 shots, 18 of those on target. It was frightening, absolutely frightening. And in most games in La Liga, we are exerting a certain dominance over the sides. And it's really that gulfing quality that interests me between the sides. And as I said, I think in the first episode, that El Clasico match, no question about it, is going to be the biggest test by far of our Barcelona career yet. And of course, you can see that in a few minutes' time. But Deji Satona was away there. Neil Dick making an appearance for Everton today. We signed him from Rangers in our final season for 15 million. But because he went back out on loan, then unfortunately we never got to see him play. Another player that's gone is Solken. Harrison Solken's left Everton, and Ronald Koeman being ruthless in his changes. There you go, you received a warm welcome from the supporters. Yes, I had a great time at Everton, but ultimately the results matter. We got one over on Everton there. 2-0, and Lazio drew as well, so that always helps out. So we're 2 points clear at the top of the group, and if we can beat Lazio in the next match, I don't see any issues with us getting through to the next round. And we are the bookies' favourites to win this competition, so no pressure there. I know I've said this is our biggest game yet, but I think this actually will be the biggest game of the season. In the league at least, period. Because it's away from home against Real Madrid. Get a win here, And we're looking pretty good. We've gone with our strongest team today. We've got an international break after this, so not too worried about some of the players. In fact, a lot of the players having eye injury risks. We've got Robert Haag, Upamecano, Spies and Schwartz at the back. Sarpong and De Jong's players they did the other night. Then we've got Sancho, Foden and Cassidy in the attacking midfield and Esposito up front. Real Madrid have a few good players. One of them, notably, Kylian Mbappe. But let's see how we get on. Not many of these I recognise because, of course, we're 10, 11 years in the future now. Ruben Diaz I certainly recognise, but apart from that, a lot of these are regens. But ultimately, they're a good side, are Real Madrid. So fascinated to see how we get on here. They've won 4 in 5. Of course, the one they lost was the match against Atletico Madrid. Be interested to see how good they are. We'll probably come back when we play Atletico Madrid. I'm not sure when that is, but we'll soon see. But we've been unbeaten. It's been all green. Are Real Madrid about to knock that today? Let's find out. Absolutely no idea how we're going to get on here. I think Everton were a bit of an unknown quantity, but we were still favourites. This match, especially being away from home against Real Madrid, is probably the one match of the season so far, maybe the only match of the season in La Liga where we are not the favourites. So let's see how we get on. Are we going to get battered today? Are Real Madrid going to show us that, look, you might have won against whoever, but you know, we're a different prospect. But we've got an early chance here. Cassidy shoots, lovely, past the keeper. The keeper maybe shouldn't be beaten at the near post there, but you know what? I don't care. We are ahead. I was worrying when, a little bit like this, when Real Madrid were just passing the ball about. I thought, oh God, this isn't going to end well. But a poor pass, Cassidy intercepts. Lovely run down the left-hand side. He does it all by himself. Beautiful finish past the Real Madrid goalkeeper. And we lead 1-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu. Okay, only a few minutes later, are Real Madrid going to pounce? Ansu Fati puts it to Mendes. It's 1 each. Well, there was no mucking about there from Real Madrid, was there? That didn't last long. It looked a bit dubious to me. I don't know if that was offside or not. I'm guessing it definitely wasn't. No, it wasn't, to be honest, because Mendes was quite a way back. So we were just caught napping a bit there, to be quite honest. But Real Madrid have had more possession so far. It's definitely a more level game than games have been in the past, which is no surprise there. But we've had more shots than them. I think if we walk away from this with a draw, it's not a disaster. I just don't want to lose this match. It's just one of those matches, isn't it, I guess, that neither side particularly wants to lose. But Mbappe's on a run. Here he shoots. Good save from Van der Voort. Tell you what, Real Madrid are definitely on top. There's no question about that. And that's why we've sat back a bit here. A little bit like in the Everton game. We've not pushed everybody up front that we might have done against a lesser opponent. But Real Madrid are certainly on top. There's no question about that. But at the moment, it's still 1 goal apiece. We are going to put Cassidy off at half-time, I think, because he's looking absolutely knackered. So we're going to tell him we can still win this. We're doing well out there. Well done. Cassidy's going to come off for Elzanoya. What can we do? I guess we just pass into space. Don't think that's going to harm us too much. And let's try a higher defensive line. Let's try and exert ourselves a bit too much. Maybe we're not getting as much possession because we are sitting back a little bit too much. Let's see, though. 40 minutes to go. It's a tense one, this. It is. It feels tense. Not many shots. 2 on target for us. 3 on target for Real Madrid. Not many chances again. 2 very good defences. As I said, if this ends 1 each, I don't think it's particularly a disaster. But we're all hungry, us football managers. We want more. 20 odd minutes to go. I think I'm going to bring Isaac on for Esposito. Esposito hasn't had the best game today. No question about that. He's not been at his best. And I think with 15 minutes to go, we're going to bring... we'll bring Frankie de Jong off for Ruben Neves. See how he can get on. But as I've said, I think if we walk away with it from this at 1 each, I won't be too disappointed. I am going to be greedy, and I might shoot myself in the foot here. I'm going to go to our more attacking tactic for the last few minutes to see if we can steal this match and get all 3 points. It might just not go in our favour, but it's worth taking these risks sometimes. He'll say that, and Real Madrid will go and score now. Mbappe's got a chance. Mbappe, they're coming up in their droves here. Ruben Neves, good tackle. It feels like Mbappe dived there. It feels like Mbappe dived. I don't blame that on the tactic. I really don't, because I think that would have happened on the old tactic anyway. But that looked dubious to me. It's going to be a penalty, because these always are. But that looked a bit dubious to me. Mbappe certainly made the most of that. It's not a penalty. Well, there you go. I'm happy with that. Excellent. And I don't look like an absolute prat. It looks like we're not going to lose this game. But let's see. 50-50 possession. It's been a very even game. There's a minute to go. I don't mind winning from this position, but losing from this position, you look like a right nana. Haag. Sancho puts the ball through to Alexander Isak. He's 1-1 with the keeper. It's 2-1 Barcelona with a minute to go. It has worked. I'm absolutely going to say 100% of that is because of the tactic. And get in. We are going to beat Real Madrid on their own patch. Whew! Get in there. 8 wins from 8. We have got past this biggest test so far. A lovely, lovely, lovely ball from Jadon Sancho. Beats the defence. Alexander Isak times his run brilliantly. You will see it's going to be a tight offside here, but as you can see, Mere Demiral is playing him on. And a brilliantly timed run from Sancho. A perfectly put ball from Sancho and a perfectly timed run from Isak. Everything about that was perfect. And we are going to take all 3 points. A vital win. I think Real Madrid were on top for most of that, but as you can see, 50-50 in the end. And the one stat that matters, of course, at the end of the game is the victory, the 3 points. Absolutely fantastic, great stuff. So we head into the international break, and we've made a really good start to this league. Really have done. 8 wins from 8. We've beaten Real Madrid. They've lost the last 2 games now. I'm looking for Atletico Madrid. I'm going to go forward just to see how they get on. We'll answer these press conference questions. Shouldn't take too long. Blah, blah, blah. Some of these questions are very repetitive, and you tend to just learn to answer with just the bog standard answers. So Atletico Madrid have also beat Espanyol. They've got 8 wins from 8, so they're just behind us. Looking at them, they've had a very similar run to us. In fact, I think they've pretty much played the same sides, apart from Real Madrid, of course, a bit earlier. They have also got Sevilla. When do we play them? The end of December, so that is quite a way away yet. So we'll be coming back before that, definitely. Oh, bugger off, Michelle. You lost. More full you. So, a very good start. That's what? 3, 5, 7, 10 wins in a row. Very good start for us. Obviously, in the last 2 matches, they've been less comfortable than the other matches, but a very good start to our career at Barcelona nevertheless. I think we're probably going to come back in about a middle ground here for the Lazio match away from home at Olympico, and then come back for the away match against Valencia, because they're a decent side, no question about that. And then after that, we'll come back for probably the last match against Everton, and then the home match against Atletico Madrid for Tuesday's episode. But if you've enjoyed that, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. I'm really enjoying being at a Ligue club. You always get that bit of anxiety about, oh, is it going to work? Am I going to enjoy this? And I am getting into it. But it's fair to say it might be helped by the fact we've won every game so far. I don't think that's going to continue. There's going to be some sort of rocky road at some point, I would guess. But leave a comment down below with your thoughts as well. And remember to subscribe for regular Football Manager 2021 content. Thank you very much for your company today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.